What's up, book nerds? My name is Tara, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about my booktube dissertation. Alright, so I have been avoiding making this video for a long time because I know I talk a lot about making YouTube the site of my dissertation, and I've been afraid to give any information about that because I have not yet written my dissertation proposal and certainly have not defended it, have not, none of this is set in stone. But this is sort of like a vlog thing for me to explain a little bit about what I mean when I talk about all of that and where I think I might be going with this, because I know several people have asked, and so here you go. So a little bit of background. First of all, I am about to start my 4th year of my PhD, and that is a postmaster's PhD. So I already have 3 years of a master's behind me. So I'm in my 7th year of graduate school. It is time to complete the coursework and start my dissertation. So I have to do my comprehensive final exams, which is 6 weeks of intensive writing, which I'll do in the fall, and then propose and defend my dissertation, and I'll start on like a year and a half of dissertation writing. So this is an American dissertation. I am at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, and I am in the School of Education. So it is an education dissertation, though I do work a lot with the library science department, so you will see when I discuss my topic that has influenced that a lot. And I started to do some work with Tumblr because while I was a book blogger, I didn't really want to study the community in which I was already so incredibly embedded. I wanted to step outside of that a little bit so I could get a little bit of objectivity. And even though, objectivity is not really the point of the kind of research that I do. And so I did a project last year that I'm still working on, preparing for publication, looking at some teenagers aged 14 to 18 on Tumblr who have Tumblr blogs that are focused on books. And so I had to figure out how to collect all of the data, which was a nightmare. Like, those kids post like 50 things a day. You want to talk about getting myself in over my head a little bit, how to analyze that and how to compile that into something that makes sense. And so I did a lot of reading about digital spaces and a lot of reading about ethics of research with teenagers. And one of the things that I came across was, even though they have digital identities that are not their real names, if I were to include the things that they say, the quotations of what they say in a research paper, someone could just type that phrase into Google and be led directly to my survey participants or my research participants, because everything they write is publicly available. Which is why the IRB, which is the University Ethics Board, said that it's fine for me to use anything and everything I find on Tumblr because it's publicly published, and so I can do anything I want with it. And some part of that didn't sit well with me because these are teenagers, especially on Tumblr. They're living lives that their parents don't really know about. And so I made the personal decision that I wasn't going to quote them directly. I could describe the images, etc., but I wasn't able to quote them directly. So when I wrote my final paper for this, for the project that I did, it really lacked that extra piece of having the participants' voices. Because what I wanted to share was they were saying some really interesting things about how books change their lives and books are their escape, and some just fascinating analysis of books that they had come up with on their own and funny things. And I couldn't include those voices anywhere in there. So after a lot of conversations with my advisor and with other people who got my feelings about those research ethics but didn't really have any answers for me because nobody has done research on Tumblr that I could find, or anybody who was really concerned with that because they weren't working with minors who might be queer or, I don't know, just saying things they don't want their parents to know about. So I said, well, what's a community that would be similar, that's not book blogging, but that's a digital book community where I would be able to avoid people Googling the things that they say so I could talk about it. And I went around and around and around, and finally I landed on BookTube, because if someone were to watch the BookTube video, they would know that a participant said something, but the text of what they say isn't Googleable. So if I use BookTube as the site of my research, I can include the phrases and the things that people say, with the ability to still protect the identity of my research participants. And also because YouTubers know that their stuff is being out there, their face is with their words, and so they're a little bit less concerned anyway that someone's gonna know that they said that thing. Whereas on Tumblr, they're trying to be a little bit more anonymous. So Tumblr is really interesting because I feel like I'm getting really deep information about stuff that I feel like I'm sitting at the lunch table with them and getting to hear what they say. It's more private feeling conversations. But BookTube offers a lot of the same things about how people aged 14 to 18 think and talk about books. And so it didn't have all of those research ethics concerns that I was worried about. And again, the review board, the ethics people, they're like, go ahead, if it's on public YouTube, you can use it however you want. So BookTube became the site of my research. So the final step was that if I'm going to do research in BookTube, even if I'm supposed to really start that like 9 months from now, I need to be a participant observer of the community. So I can't just come in as some like creeper from the outside and watch 14 to 18-year-olds videos, especially if I want to eventually maybe extend to doing interviews with them and things like that. I need to be a participant of this community, show who I am, give a little bit of myself, and it also helps me to better understand the decisions that content creators make. If I have to sit here and figure out how to do my lighting and how to position my camera and how I edit things to show a person that is not necessarily the real me, it's the camera me, all of those decisions can be understood so much better when I do them myself. So that's not only how I landed on BookTube as my research site, but also why I'm here making these videos too. Now, admittedly, it was not a hard decision for me to join BookTube and want to participate because this is kind of fun. And after I got through my first couple of videos where it was really hard, I really enjoy making them. I love video editing and I'm really enjoying this community so far. So it's not like I'm here just for like a random purpose to be a leech. I think that my participation and presence here will stay hopefully long after the dissertation is written, but that's kind of what helped me make the jump to being here and why I'm taking all of this time when I'm supposed to be getting a PhD to sit and film and edit videos about books. So what I want to know right now, as I've divulged a little bit about why I'm here, is what things you might want to know about this process, because I do think it's a value to me as a researcher to not just keep my world in the lofty ivory tower of academia, but actually to take what I know and to make it understandable by the people of whom I am researching and the people who are really connected to this community. Because I don't know, maybe you might be interested in what I'm doing, or it might inspire someone else to continue to do additional research on BookTube, because I think there's just so much fascinating stuff here. So let me know if there are things that you want to know about this process, or just about getting a PhD in general, or if you would just like to see more videos along the way, maybe like one a month or so about different things I'm working through for my dissertation. They would all be directly related to BookTube, and I'll try to make them interesting and not academic stuff. So let me know about that, and if you don't want to see them, let me know that too, because then I won't make them, and that's perfectly okay. I don't want to bore anyone. And yeah, just let me know if you have any questions or what you'd like to see. So that's all for now, book nerds. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.